Some of us will spend our entire careers wondering if we're doing any good at all. And it is hard. Does anyone ever feel like that? They're like, am I doing anything out here? Am I helping anybody? And then you get the guy that is like having a bad day, and he's like, and we hate you, by the way, you know, safety people. Please go, you make our lives difficult. Slow down production, you ruin everything. I almost missed what I was really supposed to do because I got focused on the wrong thing. So motivation, what do you want from your career? What do you want from your profession? When I started off earlier and I was saying, you know, this is hard, right? Hard job. You know. Does anybody have like a crazy reason why they got into safety? Yes, ma'am.
Because nobody wanted to deal with the travelers guy.
So the rest of you didn't hear it because nobody wanted to deal with the guy from Travelers. Working in roofing, I was working in sales, you know, paycheck to paycheck kind of thing, and suddenly half the income was gone. So that was very challenging, and I had some good friends and worked at a good place, and everybody pulled together and got some money for me so I could at least eat. And I had been in love with him since I was 10 years old, and there was nothing I could do about it. I just had to wait till I was old enough to look interesting to him. And so that finally happened. And so basically what happened is, up on the roof, lost his footing, and went over the edge, and in the process of going over the edge, fell forward and landed on the ground. Now, this is the perfect example of it's not the fall, it's the landing. Out of all the places that he could have landed, he landed on the concrete. Imagine what it's like for a 20-year-old young woman to have to request and then review an autopsy. I was the experienced widow at 20. They're like, oh, Regina can help. She's been through this. She rocks at autopsies. She can really help you. So yeah, I know. I was like, I don't want that job. What ended up happening is, well, quite simply, I got screwed. About 20 days after he died, I got a letter from the insurance company, and it said, after review of the circumstances of the accident, it has determined that we are denying your claim. A quick little story, one of my favorite ones. So all of the ladies in the room, and then for all the gentlemen in the room who have wives or daughters or any woman in their life that they care about. 3 days after he died, I met with the insurance person who looked me straight in the eye and said, you're an attractive girl. You'll find another husband.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Thanks, guy. That's what I needed to get me through this. I hadn't thought of that as an option. Do you know anyone? You know, it's like, oh my God. I think I figured out very quickly though. What I was experiencing sucked. I hated it. And I did not want to continue to feel the way I did. So the first and early decisions I made was I did not want to feel the way I was feeling for much longer. And so part of that meant that I had to let the angst and the hate out of my system. I had to let it go. I couldn't stop hurting, but I did not want to feel hate and anger because it was gonna destroy me. And it was gonna define who I was in the wrong way. So Bachelor of Science, Safety and Risk Administration. What the hell is that? But that kind of sounds like what I want to do. And I open it up and I look, and it's a program at VCU, and it's explaining all the courses in it and everything else. And so I'm supposed to rip my little the phone number from the bottom. And I look to my right, look to my left, and then I took the whole damn thing. I'm supposed to figure out how I could take what I learned and get my degree in safety and go out and save someone. I needed to be a safety superhero. You know what April 28th is? We should all know that date. What's April 28th? Worker Memorial Day, which is true worldwide. Is it your birthday? Awesome. Okay, well, so now you're going to remember this story even better. So, my wedding anniversary. There were so many things in my life telling me, this is what you do, this is what you're supposed to do, and you're on the right track, except for that darn impossible superhero status. So, figure out a few things. I started to get a little bit smarter. And one of the things I kind of figured out was that I was not a checklist compliance person, that I had too much inside of me and too much history to get locked into the, you know, audit, check kind of thing. Now we need those people, we need that work being done, totally for it, but I started to figure out that was not me. And one of the, maybe my thing is communication. First training course, 4 days after I started at VDOT, my boss at the time handed me a age check your people, handed me a carousel of slides. Some of you guys remember that? Remember that thing where you do this? And it didn't matter how many times you did it, forwards, backwards, up, down, it still was in there wrong. Maybe my thing is more about connecting with the people than it is about being really smart on the reg. Because anybody can go read the reg, but can you explain it or can you get somebody to do it? And so that's when I was like, okay, so maybe my thing is that. I figured out I needed to go from a place of compliance to a place of love. That we are in a society right now where you can be working next to someone and they can be doing something unsafe and nobody says a word. And we just let them do it. And we're like, I don't really like them that much anyway. And I'm like, well, do you want his blood on you? And they're like, no. And I said, okay, we'll start there. Training people and working with people, what I figured out was, I'm not supposed to be the superhero at all. What I can do is help you be the hero. And then you actually then help them. And they become everyday heroes. So that they're doing things every day to protect themselves and to protect others. That means to continue your path forward, we have to make choices about what will fulfill us. And that if trying to save one life is an impossible goal, then you need to rethink what does work for you. And then what do I want from this career? What do I want to do for the rest of my career? Am I doing it? Am I trapped in a compliance world when I want to be in the love world? Okay. The weird things that always happens after this is that someone comes up to me and they go, oh my God, I need to quit my job. And I'd be like, that's not what I said to do. I value the work that we do every day. And sometimes we got to dig deep. Be visible, but be visible with your heart. Find your great moments. Dig deep if you have to. On those bad days when it's all going poorly and everybody's grumpy and they're tired of what you've done, dig deep, find them. Because if this is truly what you want to do, you're going to have to figure out a way to get through every single day. Protect your honor. This is critical in our industry. Take what you have, figure out what you want to be and what you want to do and what greatness you want to have, and then go out there and do great things and make a difference. Thank you.